Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tim, and I am here to give you my daily analysis on Bitcoin as usual. I am going to try to start doing a few more via video feed. I just uh, bought an app yesterday that makes it super easy, so it should be easy for me from now on to post videos that aren't subpar. Anyways, I hope you look forward to it. I don't mind making video ones if I have time, but I really probably the majority of my analysis will still be written. But in the meantime, since I'm on a 3-day ban from Facebook, this makes it easier on me. So, oh well, we'll just let me know what you guys think. If you guys don't like the video analysis, I could sure go back to doing more of the written analysis. But in the meantime, let's see how this goes. We broke the all-time high within the last 8 hours, guys. I know I woke up and I saw people claiming, "Hey, we hit 60K," and I was like, "Yeah, right." And I opened up CoinMarketCap, and sure enough, 60,500 seems to be the high right now, or maybe 60,200. I don't know. It depends on what chart you're looking at, but no, 60,500. I was right. So we broke 60,000, but we're right back underneath it, which shows that 60,000 is pretty strong resistance. Even though we did break the previous all-time high, we haven't had much time to bester below it before re-breaking it. So the break was weak. Uh, you all know that. If you look at it from my perspective, this is the previous high right here, and this break is a pretty weak one when compared to some of the other breaks we've seen in the past. But that doesn't mean that it's over with. A lot of times when you break uh, previous support, this 58,350 is support right now. The reason why is it was resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. We finally broke it. But what happens in technical analysis after you break significant resistance like that? Normally you come down and retest it, and then you take off. It seems like it works out like that more often than not, in my opinion. Not always, guys, but I would watch for a retest of this former resistance, which is now support. But it doesn't mean that we're going to get that bounce. We may fall right back through it. This is we have about an hour and a half, or about hour and 50 minutes for this candle to close, and we should know if we fall back below this during this candle, it was a fake out basically. I mean, we need a confirmation candle is what I'm trying to say. Confirmation candles are candles that close above the support. So once we break it, we need a candle or two to close above it to give the market confidence to say we did break this former resistance. And that's what it's all about. It's giving these traders confidence, guys. They're not going to enter along if they think we're going to drop. So they need to see something that makes it worth their while to enter along. And if seeing things like this is promising, but until we retest this and take off, 60K right now is the line in the sand, or 60,500, I would suppose. I mean, it's not like it's well defined or anything, but we were clearly rejected from that level. So right now we're between a rock and a hard place, basically. Let's hope that this green candle continues to. I mean, this red candle right here, the one that we're on right now, it may end up reversing and going up. We have an hour and 50 minutes of life left in that candle. And you know what's weird is this candle may look like this until the last 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden turn green all the way up to here. You know what I mean? That's the way Bitcoin is. You're just going to have to get used to it if you're going to trade something so volatile. But we had a bunch of opportunities to buy down here. That 200 MA is something you should keep an eye on, because it has been acting as support reliably since at least February, or the end of February. So it's worth watching. We're above the cloud, we're above the 200 MA, and we're above the 50 MA, and that's not just on the 4-hour time frame, guys. That's bullish, okay? That's bullish no matter what time frame you're on. But I'm a big fan of the 4-hour, but on the daily it's the same way. We're above the daily 50 MA, the daily 200 MA, and the daily cloud, which it's different than the 4-hour. So if you look at the daily time chart, look at where the 50 MA is here. I'm just going to draw a quick line so that way y'all can see. the difference between the 50 MA and the daily MA. Okay, that's just a rough. You can see it's not perfect, but it does kind of overlap the 50 MA almost perfectly. So let's go and look at the daily and see what happens to that green line I just laid. It's not big, but it's there. So there's their 4-hour 50 MA, okay? But there's your daily 50 MA right here. So that shows you how much of a difference there is. And I just want you guys to be aware of that. Some of you guys know that off the top of your head. You've been doing this for years, so you understand that. But some of you noobs don't quite understand that the MAs aren't all the same. You know, the cloud's not all the same. Most indicators are different if you switch time frames, and that's important. Is switching time frames and finding where support might be on the 4-hour versus the daily. You know what I mean? You got to be a versatile trader and be able to cycle time frames, and when you do that, you find things that you wouldn't normally find if you just stuck with the 4-hour. You know what I mean? Which is why I like to cycle through the main time frames. I call the main time frames the 1-hour, the 4-hour, the daily, and the weekly. Possibly a 15-minute time frame too, but that's more of a quick paced trading style. You know what I mean? I don't like the smaller time frames, but I have been known to open them up, occasionally. But my favorite is the 4-hour, obviously, but the daily is probably the most significant in my opinion. You know what I mean? Other people may disagree, but when you see a move being made on the daily, it always seems to be more prominent than on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. The weekly might even be more, like if you see a head and shoulders on the weekly versus the daily, that might be the only time where the head and shoulders reacts bigger than on the daily. The daily is the most significant, but you hardly ever see patterns like that on a weekly chart. We don't even have a 200 MA on the Binance weekly chart because it hasn't been around for 200 weeks. We just don't have the data. On a weekly chart, you have to wait 7 days for each one of these candles to paint. On the 4-hour chart, it's just 4 hours. So keep all that in mind, guys. Finding patterns on the weekly chart is not going to be easy, but it's possible, I suppose. I haven't seen very many, but like I said, it's worth keeping an eye on, I guess. But like I said, I'm going to delete that. We look bullish, guys. I mean, right now we broke the all-time high this morning. Things look good. I was thinking we could do that yesterday because of the way we were sticking to the top of the Bollinger Bands. Look at that. We remained above this halfway point, that red line. And, I mean, I'm not a Bollinger Band expert, but I remember when Ben, one of my buddies, told me that this Bollinger Band, when you're above the red line, it seems to work out more bullish. When you're below, it seems to be more bearish. That red line is kind of the center line in between the top and the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. It's part of the Bollinger Bands, that red line. I don't know exactly what constitutes that red line or what it's made of, but I do know that when we're above it, we seem to break up, which happened right here. Look, the Bollinger Band has been really wide until we got up into this little period of consolidation, and then it got really tight again right here. And then bam, now it's going to get real wide again. That's what happens when the Bollinger Bands get tight. Volatility follows. Once volatility follows, like right here, it got tight, and volatility, bam. It doesn't always break up either. This one broke down. Look how wide the Bollinger Bands got when that happened. And then they tightened up. We saw some price movement. They got really tight here, and bam, we shot up. The Bollinger Bands are wide again, and they tightened up right here, and bam, another shoot up. Bollinger Bands are not going to tell you which way the market's going to break. They can give you an idea, but sometimes I recommend no matter what, even if we're above the red line, set a stop loss if you're going to long it. You know what I mean? Why take a risk? Use the advantages the market gives you, like stop losses or whatnot. So that could help you avoid losing even more profit than you already would. Like a loss that's only 5% is much better than a loss that's 20%. Like if your stop loss set here and it trips, but we drop all the way to here, you're going to be happy your stop loss tripped right here versus right here, or versus selling right here. You know what I mean? After the complete drop. And that's the way I used to do things. Is like, I'm not setting a stop loss, and then wham, we all the way down here, and now I'm freaking out on what I should do. I've lost 15%, 30% almost. 20%. It's just a stop loss minimizes those losses, and that's how I trade. Is I try to keep the losses to about 5%. You know what I mean? So I don't have a certain percentage, but let's just say average. And on the gains, I try to make them go as long as possible, like from here all the way up to here. I try to walk my stop loss, you know what I mean? And like right now, I would have my stop loss set right below this line, this yellow line at about the previous all-time high. Maybe set it right here. That way, if we do fall and break through it, my stop loss trips and prevents us from falling all the way down here. And it looks like if we do lose this line, we very well could fall to the 50 MA. It's not impossible. There is still a lot of support there. So, I mean, just look at it. I was going to put a circle there. 50 MA, 200 MA, and the cloud, all within a few $1,000s. That should give the market confidence to keep going up from here. And like I said, us breaking the all-time high this morning, people are still waking up to this. So we could very well see FOMO where we break 60K easy and go up to 65K as people wake up, you know what I mean? So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Saturdays and Sundays are usually low volume, but when you break the all-time high, anything is possible, guys. I'm bullish, but I'm hesitant to remortgage my house, let's put it that way. I'm not going to sit here and chase green candles. I have good long positions set from a while back, so I'm not tripping on this. This pump is nice, but I mean, it's just icing on the cake right now. I mean, I've seen plenty of times where we broke the all-time high. I love being at 60K, don't get me wrong, but I'm not hesitant. I'm optimistic and pessimistic at the same time. This candle closes like this, we very well could see it drop. That's a bearish candle right now. But we have an hour and 40 minutes before it closes. But let's say you go up, you make this doji right here. That means you're likely to revisit at least this, okay, 58,000 to 350. But then the next support would probably be down about right here, about 55,000, I would say. So like I said, we still have tons of support, guys, but I don't want to lose the support of 58,350. If we do that, we're likely going to fall back somewhere in this area down here. If we can hold this 58,350, we have a very good shot at breaking 60K, at least for the time being. So it's all a matter of between these two lines right here. The resistance is evident, the support is evident. Which one's stronger? The path of least resistance is the way Ernie put it, my buddy. So, like I said, we'll have to wait and see. Keep an eye on things this weekend and set a stop loss, guys. Don't be stupid. Anyways, other than that, we bullish, trying to see if I want to mention anything else. Let me take a look at things real quick. I mean, we got a buy signal. What else can you want, The bulls are on parade right now, and let's hope that they can keep us above 60K over the weekend. The problem is this happened after the close yesterday. What does that mean? There's going to probably be a gap Monday if we can maintain this price, okay? If we fall back down, there will be no gap. I mean, I'm saying to right about here. But if we move up and up and up, there will be a gap down here in between where the weekend started and the weekend ends. And that would be a bearish gap. So we would likely drop on Monday as a result. So, like I said, keep your ears open and keep your eyes open. You can make money off the drops too, guys. It's not rocket science. So, like I said, just keep an eye on the charts and do your best, man. I really hope all you are in profit right now. I know I am, and I know I am excited about the 60K, but I'm optimistic and pessimistic, like I said. So, enter any trades at your own risk. I'm not a financial expert. I'm just telling you my opinions on the market, and I'm bullish. I'm bullish. Like I said, every time we are above this 4-hour 50 MA, I'm bullish. When we're below it, I start getting bearish. Back here started scaring me a little bit, but we ended up breaking back above it, and now we're doing well. So that's one of my once we start falling below the 50 MA, I might start saying, okay, it's getting a little bearish, because the 50 MA does follow the candles a little closer than the 200 MA. But the 200 MA has been acting as solid support as well, which that's why I mentioned this earlier. There's a lot of support which could give traders the confidence to keep this going, especially as people wake up in the West. You know what I mean? People in California are probably still sleeping right now because they're 2 hours behind me. It's 8:21 in the morning here, so Take that information, do with it what you will. I hope you all have a great weekend and enjoy yourself. Make smart choices. Don't trade without a stop loss, guys. If you get stopped out, that's like a strikeout in baseball. But guess what? Your turn will come around. You'll get up next time and you'll hit a home run. So don't worry too much about that. And I'm busy. Sorry. And just I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Somebody's knocking on my door, but anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Make smart choices and WTFDIK. Period. I'm sorry, I say period because I'm used to text to voice, but anyways, y'all have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.